bullion dealer says wait for this to happen, then cash out. This is totally surprising. I had a conversation with my bullion dealer. Every silver stacker needs to hear this, especially if you're new to silver stacking. Prices are rising in every sector of the economy. You don't need me to tell you that. People are working more and more hours just to get by. The debt is skyrocketing. My bullion dealer, a guy that sells silver, sells gold, this is how he makes his living. He told me to wait. Yes, he told me this in confidence, right? He said this as more of a what he would do if he was a young silver stacker. But you need to hear this. He told me that if he had his way, you should know that he is an elderly gentleman. He's a married man. And when I say married, he's been with his wife for 4 decades at least. She kind of wears the pants, if you know what I'm saying. He told me that if he had his way, he would take any cash he had, and yes, he would even cash out some silver to do this. He said he would not buy metals, but instead, have you heard what's going on with Starbucks? It is considered a bellwether stock, and it is tanking. This is what he was explaining to me. The best way I can explain this to you, check this out. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just a silver stacker like you guys. I'm just telling you this conversation I had. Now, check this out. This is on Yahoo Finance. I saw this when I got home after speaking with him. This says that Starbucks stock sold off sharply after its most recent earnings report, resulting in the world's largest coffee chain losing nearly $15 billion in market capitalization. $15 billion. Anytime a bellwether stock like Starbucks takes a significant hit, a prudent investor starts to wonder if this is going to be a bounce back candidate. And this is what my bullion dealer is talking about. When a huge stock like this drops, this is when we really have to start thinking. And this article says Starbucks recently released its fiscal 2024 second quarter earnings report, in which the beverage retailer generated $8.6 billion in revenue. That's not a surprise. That marked a 2% year-over-year decline, though, partly attributed to a 6% decrease in transactions. Additionally, Starbucks' net income declined 15% from $908 million a year ago to $772 million in the latest quarter. I mean, this is telling us that as I started this video, prices are rising and rising, and clearly people cannot afford to spend their $7 on their latte or whatever you get at Starbucks. This article says that a Starbucks CEO noted that last quarter did not meet expectations, and as a result, the company updated its fiscal 2024 revenue guide from 7% to 10% growth to now low single digits growth. It's a big change. Notably, this was the second guidance downgrade after its initial fiscal 2024 outlook, but going into single digits makes us really think. So this article is questioning, what's the bull case for Starbucks? And this is what my bullion dealer was talking about. What's the case? What's the bull case for Starbucks now? This article says at the end of March 2024, Starbucks had 38,951 stores globally, representing a 6% year-over-year increase. That makes sense, right? They're still growing. The company has 61% of its stores in China and the US, and management believes the former could be the key to future growth, noting we're still at 13 cups per capita. Japan's at 280 and the US is at 380. Additionally, Starbucks has tested, check this out, Starbucks has tested opening stores overnight when its business has traditionally been closed. Management claimed the pilot program doubled its business and believes it could become a $2 billion opportunity over the next 5 years just by opening stores overnight. That's how much the demand is. So the question again is the stock is tanking, right? It's dropping. They're losing revenue. They're changing their numbers. But this is Starbucks, right? And that's why they call it a bellwether stock. And what my bullion dealer was saying is if he was really the type of guy to take a risk, not even a big risk, he sees this actually, again, it's a bellwether stock. He sees it as like a smart thing to do. He would take his cash, he'd cash out silver, and he'd buy up Starbucks stocks now that it's going down. And the belief is, and he's being an optimist, the belief is that things are going to clear up, whether it's 2 years from now, 3 years from now, whatever, it's going to clear up. And that is going to pay off in a big way. Now, if you're new to silver stacking, if this silver that I'm holding in my hand, if this is new to you, then this story does not sound as shocking as those of us who've been in this game for years and decades. To hear a silver dealer talk about, first of all, talk about going into stocks in a positive way, right? The silver dealers, gold dealers, bullion dealers, they're known for having a deep distrust, just like as silver stackers, we feel this way, and even a hatred toward Wall Street. So they have a serious, like, deep belief in the power of precious metals, and that's their job, right? That's what they're in on. So this is twofold. This conversation I have with my bullion dealer tells me, first, it tells me why he doesn't like me recording him because he can't speak as candidly. And second, it shows us that, we have to think out of the box as silver stackers. I mean, I don't have everything in precious metals. I do diversify. I own stocks. I own mining stocks, and I own real estate. I'm not all 100% in metals, in silver and gold. I'm not. I diversify. But typically, as silver stackers, and especially lately with everything going on, we're in an election year. Everyone's feeling very uncertain about the future. There's a lot of disruption going on in the economy. Whenever that happens, we all want to go 100% into metals. And I feel that. I do feel that. But I think that what my bullion dealer is telling us is that while this is happening, sure, if there are disruptions in the economy, yeah, metals are a safe bet. But we can also take some smart moves, and we could look at a bellwether stock like Starbucks. And Starbucks is not going anywhere. No way. It's not going anywhere. People might be maybe pulling back a bit. They might be tightening their purse strings. They can't afford their $7, their $8 latte, but they love their Starbucks. They absolutely do. So, yeah, if you're the type of stacker that goes in at the end of every week or maybe at the end of every month and you buy your silver, you may want to think about Starbucks as your alternative.